Thanks so much, Trace. Yep, we're here, and we're into the pistol round for those teams. Yes, and I like this matchup as well because if Luminosity were to win this one, with their introduction into the reintroduction rather into the Pro League, there's a lot of haters out there, and if they can continue to put the haters down, they can rise above.
Yeah, definitely a good opportunity for Luminosity to show that they belong here. After taking down MIBR in day 1 now, looking to take down Cloud9 in day 2. And starting off with a quick long hit as Automatic will be making a little bit of contact. Cajun B in a great spot for this bait setup. Able to pick up one, not able to pick... Oh, he does pick up a second, and that is massive now as the rotations come in.
Yeah, those are the lead 2 players as well, and suddenly things come apart at the seams for Luminosity. Cajun B picking up those first 2 essentially stops everybody behind those 2 players. So then they are cleaned up easily by the shifting Cloud9. And it is only Steel left. It would be a miracle for him to be able to pick up, I'd say, 2 kills at this point. But he's got a lot of time to play with. The problem is, though, the bomb's down right there at the top of the elevator, right near the cross. So Cloud9 are going to win this pistol round straight up.
A subtle point I wanted to bring up in that pistol round was after Cajun gets his 2 kills, Automatic, while he's picking up his 1, Golden runs through the spawn smoke and actually just fights the bomb who's on the other end towards long. Just a bold play from Golden. He makes plays like that all the time, and he's going to come out with the kill as Automatic does take down Steel to give Cloud9 the pistol round.
And there they go. Great start for your CT side as well. Is a T-sided map, so anything you can get right out of the gates when the T side is yet to build up their economy, the best. And here's these shots from Cajun B. Does struggle with the second one, but it does get the job done, and you can see everybody stops right at that point.
Yeah, that really allows the rotations to come in and get involved in that situation. A good round from Cloud9, and yeah, you were mentioning the fact that this map is T-sided. So if you're on CT, you're aiming for that 6-round mark. Getting that pistol round definitely contributes to you accomplishing that goal. And looking at Luminosity, who have just 4-spot up, will they stop Cloud9 from achieving that goal right now, or is Cloud9 able to thwart this force buy and get themselves a second?
Well, the thing is, it's a double scout. So double scout on any point of the map is still going to be difficult no matter what. On entry, on plant, on post-plant, those are very difficult.
But combined with those deagles, right? Yeah. So the scout gets that first tag, the deagle armor comes in, and then he finishes up the frag. There's so many opportunities. Neck is making a little bit of contact right now towards the catwalk. That nade not doing too much damage, and he's going to peer on to that A site.
Sure.
Look for any damage he can get.
Neck and Steel are right there on catwalk, soon to be joined by Lucas and the remainder of the crew as well. All hands would be on deck here at catwalk. A smoke right at the 1-minute mark blooms, and they'll stop up right here just short of cat. Well, they're still looking to take catwalk, so a boost would be appropriate, I would say. And here comes some smoke executions. They'll be able to drop down into CT. Cajun B is right there waiting for him to come down. He'll be able to spot it as well. Yeah, the flashes stopped, taking about a quarter of the time off the smokes. Cajun B now throws the flashbang. Luminosity, again, pumping the brakes, still up here, like lined up like ducks at this point, but they are very, very dangerous ducks. Nekaz picks up that next kill, and it will be bomb planted for catwalk. Steel is still back there at cat himself. He's one of the players with a deagle, so he doesn't have the length to be able to reach out like a scout can, but a 4v4 retake begins.
Yeah, and Rush actually had long control the entire time. So as these players start moving up through CT spawn, they're going to give Rush the opportunity now as Golden hitting a great shot. You're going to see Rush come around the corner. The 2 scouts are down. It's onto Bolts, and he's going to fall, steal the final member.
There's nothing stopping Golden.
Nothing really happening there.
We watched that entirely from Golden's perspective, and he had a bead on everybody coming up there. Almost ended up picking up a 4K from that one, but I believe either Vice or Cajun B ended up taking one of those frags. So Golden just continually marched his way up, went from one target to the next, to the next, to the next. That first flick on the elbow of catwalk was absolutely disgusting. Right here.
That was a great shot. And then Rush comes around as well. Yeah, it was Vice that ended up picking up that frag. Golden with a nice little 3K, tapping Steel here at the end, getting that defuse, and putting Luminosity onto a little bit of an eco. They're going to buy Deagle's armor.
Yeah, interesting, because it was 3 surviving from Cloud9 in the last round. It's not like they had brought it down to 1 surviving. It's not the lowest hanging fruit, but it's there.
Their economy's still going to be in a spot where they're going to get guns, but Neck is right now onto Golden, opening up that middle area. That's a great shot out of him. Thankfully, Automatic trading it out.
Yeah, nice off angle from Automatic, as now his time has come to stop up everything in mid. 2 players were able to escape, and 2 players were sent to a watery grave. and you've got the man advantage for Cloud9 right now. A bomb plant would be a very welcome sight for Luminosity. Like you said, there's going to be rifles in the next round anyway, but that extra little influx of cash means I think they'd be able to round out all their grenades as well.
Yeah, looking at this lower B player in Bolts, he's in a prime spot right now to pick up a kill. Rush is watching this. Rush going to be able to do that. Steel getting that bomb down, however, a lot of cash going into Luminosity these past few rounds.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is. Absolutely so. Good grenade coming in, and the Molotov is there as well. Nice shot from Steel. He's got himself one, at least. And, okay, you got 2 kills out of that round. You earned $800 on that as well. So that basically covers the pistols that they had bought in that round, the deagles for the most part. And they'll go into this next round, A-OK, and flush full of cash.
A good amount of economic damage done out of the Luminosity side. We're going to see those guns being dropped right now to the Cloud9 players, and it's going to burn them down. Actually, not so much. They've still got plenty of utility in their pockets. They'll be able to buy if they do fall in this round. Luminosity, on the other hand, well, they're going to have the AWP on the back of Henny. It's going to be interesting to see what he chooses to attack this first round. He's just firing off towards middle, going to take it very slow, not really peeking out towards long, not going B for the early pick, just trying to control this fast cat as well as anybody trying to pick these double doors.
Yeah, Automatic's actually got the off right now, peeking the double doors. He was flirting on the top right side of that smoke. He spots nothing that's coming down the initial part of Catwalk in mid. And a Molotov goes towards the side of B at least, and you might have some mid control. They flush out everything behind the door. They check the angles real quick, but they're I think Cloud9's going for the boost right up top. Golden's been put up on top of the CT boxes to catch any kind of mid to B split, and right now Automatic is walking backwards to try and get up into a spot to catch Catwalk and support Cajun B, who's sitting at the car holding that angle. So Cloud9 take a little bit of a second, about at the 1 minute 10 second mark, and they're able to reset, as well as now starting to really harden up that concrete for this A-site defense.
Yeah, Luminosity are going to be going for this A hit. You see Automatic actually delay them with this flashbang. The Molotov should come out shortly after, and this should be good enough to hold the Luminosity side back for the most part.
Perfectly timed Molotov.
Exactly.
Right as that T-smoke popped on Catwalk, the Molotov popped as well. Luminosity would still be able to drop into CT, but Golden is not watching that direction. If somebody were to drop off, he'd be dead in the right. Nice shot. Automatic with 2. Misses the second, or the third shot, rather, a little bit wide right. Not expecting bolts to scan absolutely still. Only Henny is left. He's still on Catwalk where that smoke was, right at the corner, and the flashbang saving Golden's life for a short time, and in fact saving his life entirely. Cloud9 are able to avert them the first rifle round from Luminosity, in fact only losing 1 player.
Yeah, I do believe we have a technical issue that has arisen from the Luminosity side. But yeah, looking at that A strat from Luminosity, first thing that happens, they drop the smokes. Automatic times that Molotov very well to just hold them at bay for the time being. He's tossing flashes at the same time as that. Then they execute out. Automatic hits the first 2 kills, really just stopping that cat hit initially, and then finally gets traded out. But Cajun B being there ends up getting a very nice shot, and at the same time, Vice takes down the mid lurk, and all of a sudden, it's onto Henny.
Yeah.
And it's just too hard for him to actually get anything going. That's that nice shot, and there's Vice taking down the mid lurk, leaving it all on their final member. Just too much for Henny to deal with.
Well, similar to the pistol round, what we saw from Cajun B, who was hanging at the car, caught those first 2 players. The first 2 entries, they got laid out, and then the remaining players behind slowed down and stopped because of that. Saw the exact same result from Automatic this time. Chopping up the first 2 players and everybody else from Luminosity pumping the brakes. Everybody's a little scared at that point, intimidated. Okay, our flashes didn't quite take effect, and I think that's what needs to change from Luminosity. Sure, they can get some smokes out. Sure, they can drop those classic smokes and Molotovs down, but they need to be able to avert the entry denier from Cloud9. Yeah. You got to flash that person off.
Yeah, there's a couple different nade sets you can do. Obviously, you can do the pop flash out, then drop down onto that A ramp and swarm the site. There's also Molotovs you can throw towards that A ramp, and that'll push out that Opper if he's positioned there. Luminosity not doing either of that is going to give Automatic ample opportunity to pick up frags, and he takes advantage of that to the T, picking up 2 in that round. And yeah, Cloud9 off to a 4-0 start.
What was interesting to me there as well, we recalled that Golden was boosted up on top of the boxes in CT spawn.
Yeah.
So there was the Catwalk smoke that was there, and Luminosity could have dropped down as well into CT. They chose not to, but Golden never turned back around to defend himself if that was the case. He knew his responsibility was watching the mid doors if any of the T's were to come out that side, and he was going to die doing that.
Exactly.
Trusting his teammates behind him.
Exactly. It's a wise choice from Golden. I mean, if it was a fake, and then they came out mid B, he's still in a great spot. That's the last spot that they're going to check in that situation, so he would have been able to frag out. If somebody, let's say, did go down towards top A early, then he would have turned, then he would have put his attention on A, but he didn't even need to, as Cloud9 putting a stop to that hit right off the bat.
Here's Golden. So many flashes. That's exactly what they needed to do, and now they're caught blind, trying to turn the corner. Golden is able to escape, as right now Cloud9, who had in the previous rounds had plenty of times to set up on the A site, are now rebounding backwards, trying to set up as quickly as they can. They're able to boost 2 players back up into the site, and Automatic is peering out towards long, but right now it looks like a ghost town out there from his perspective, when in reality they're still lurking.
Yeah, Luminosity taking this long control now, slowing it down. I thought they would have gone towards Cap, but they're actually just going to fight this AWP of Automatic. He should be able to find probably one more as KGB comes in to help him out as well.
He's throwing some flashes. He's throwing some smokes onto his own site. KGB is point blank in behind the 2 players that are there if he's needed. Automatic is down, but where's KGB at? Still floating around that side, it looks like. He's actually back towards CT. He was up front on that tight smoke, and he decided to fall back off. It's a 3v3 right now. A bomb will be planted just on the inside of that site. And Golden is peering from Catwalk. While you got KGB down below, Vice is side by side with him down there as well.
Yeah, KGB now Molotoving card to make sure that nobody's playing inside this area. We will see flashbangs coming out as well. We do have a player from Luminosity playing in the pit, so they've got their work cut out for them, Cloud9 does, as they come up this ramp. Nice little peek there, as Henny does take down KGB. It's on Vice and Golden.
Really, Henny's just, he knows everybody's surrounding him right now. He's not really going to be too reliant on Bolts. Bolts was able to catch the player easily coming up from behind, and Henny knew that he was going to have to take the player that was coming across Catwalk. Luminosity get their first one on the board, and Cloud9's economy should be enough to be able to withstand this. Sure, KGB and Golden are floating around that $3,000 mark, but Vice and Rush both had $7,500. They were good to go.
Definitely. I'd like to point out at that round, like, Cloud9 started it off very well towards long. You saw Automatic get that entry kill as well as a second, but nobody else was in that top A with him. So as soon as Luminosity were able to take down Automatic, swarm into that site, there was really no contention from them. And right now, this Fast Cat, it will be traded out, but the AWP has been lost here. Will KGB go for the recovery?
Oh, look at Vice right now on the box. He's fallen off. He's able to get 1 3/4 almost of Lucas. Now Golden pops out. He's got a scout. He's fired his shot. Got a pop flash in. Lucas is blind as a bat. Enough so that Golden's able to swing out, shoot, and fall back completely undetected. That's interesting, but it's still a 3v3 at the end of the day. They'll try and boost KGB up to look at the platform.
This is nice.
The bomb's still at car right now in this B site, and this smoke in the doors is about to disappear.
I do believe they just re-smoked it. The bomb is going to get across with no problem whatsoever. Look at this lurk coming out from Bolts. He's going to drop into CT spawn. He should be able to catch one unless this retake goes faster than that. And there it is. Bolts getting 2. Now Rush has to turn around, able to take him down, but then Henny getting aggressive takes down Rush, and Luminosity's got their second on the board now.
That was a clean one. Just knowing that if you're coming into that B site from the CT side of things and it's a 3v3, you're going to hesitate a little bit. You're going to set up your utility a little bit, and that allows Bolts to take this sweet time on this flank. Ends up dropping off Catwalk and seeing all 3 of those CTs still setting up.
Yeah, great little play there out of Bolts, who now will be buying up a MAC-10 as Cloud9 on this eco. We'll see Bolts looking to farm up some economy very early on, going very fast towards long.
Yeah, real quick. That's actually what undid Cloud9 last round as well, was 2 Fast Cats coming at one another, and the MAC-10 was able to catch Automatic, who fired a shot but couldn't chamber another round in time to be able to defend himself. So, pistols in play for Cloud9.
Oh.
Double dink there for Rush, and he's going to run right at this to be able to pick up this rifle. He says, thank you very much. Nobody's even home for the refrag.
Yeah, KGB now being taken down by Bolts, who's crossing towards long. A lot of damage being done to him, but now with reinforcements coming in, I don't think Automatic's going to have the chance. And yeah, taken down by Lucas. This will be a Luminosity round coming in shortly, unless Vice, Golden, and Rush are going to be able to pull something off, and maybe they will as Rush takes down Bolts. This opens it up just a little bit more, and we see the long flank coming in from Golden as well.
Hit him, got him.
There you go.
Wow, that is frustrating as well. These pistols have been a nuisance for Luminosity. Now Golden's racing his way back. He's going to end up a little bit underarmed when it comes to the fight against Nekaz, but he was trying to get into mid to be able to recover a weapon. He might anticipate that Nekaz wouldn't be pushing back into mid, considering it was a 2v1 for Luminosity and they still hadn't planted bomb yet. So he might think that they're going to both go to that A site, and he'll be able to take his time recovering a weapon.
Yeah, still a very strong round coming out from Cloud9, being able to take down 3 members of Luminosity. Luminosity with only pistols. That's going to do some heavy economic damage to the T side. Really only Neck is coming out on top after those 3 rounds in a row with 6.1. So Cloud9, an opportunity for them to just break into that economy here is Golden. Looking like he's about to make a lot of contact, falling off wisely so, but they're going to force the Molotovs as Automatic does take one down towards middle.
Wow, Golden doesn't expect that they would be already right up in his face, but Vice turns for 3. 2 of them in the mid to B split, and he turns back for bolts. It's only Henny. He's as well been spotted right here in mid. Everybody's starting to wrap around, including Rush right now, who's in T spawn. There's not many places for Henny to go. His life is on a very short leash right now.
Yeah, what a phenomenal round from Vice there, fighting with his teammate towards middle and Golden, ending up getting 2 as Golden gets taken down, then a quick 180 turn towards those tunnels, Dallas, and he's able to take that player down as well. Henny, the final member, will fall towards the T spawn, and is Rush going to be able to recover this AWP? No. It would have been nice to have.
Yeah, double op for your CT side would be a very, very welcome sight.
On a map like Dust2, when you put one op towards B, you take one op towards A. So powerful across the map. And here's that lovely spray down from Vice, turning. Great timing to take down bolts, and Cloud9 on to 5.
He just knows exactly the timing. That if they're coming up mid to B, it's about time for those guys in the B tunnels to
start popping out. Yep.
And yeah, right as he turns around, just manages to get that crosshair right on the money. Now Luminosity pushing through long, Automatic, blind as a bat. There's those flashbangs we were talking about that Luminosity were plagued with early on, are now putting them to great use. Cajun B lines up 2. He's able to only, well, he does actually pick up 2. He got the first one. The second one was there, and he wounded the next. So Golden, look at the bold move from him. He was thinking about swinging this one wide on the smoke. He's been spotted, though. Bolts is able to take him out, and Vice needs to replicate what he did on the B site last time, this time over towards A, and much worse odds, I would say. Henny manages to dink him through the smoke, and there it goes. Luminosity back in control.
Okay, and Cloud9, because of that, back and forth that we just saw, their economy is very damaged right now. I do imagine they will be going on to the eco. Not a bad idea from them. It's still a long first half with quite a few rounds to play right now, Dallas. So going for that eco, not a bad call, and we'll see a couple deagles being bought up. Rush picks up an MP9, but overall, this should be Luminosity's round, and they should be able to tie it up at 5 apiece.
Cloud9 back to those pistols. They'll park themselves all over the map. Everybody's just sitting and waiting and basically playing reactionary. But now that Vice has spotted that everybody's headed this direction, including all the utility, the site's been mollied out, and the Cloud9 are putting themselves in a position. Henny might go down here. He needs to turn back for a little bit of help. He's going to defend slowly as he falls back in retreat. Rush was able to pick up 1 kill, upgrading himself to an AK. That's a welcome sight out there as well, considering the money's going to be a little bit tight still in the next round for Cloud9. I was thinking possibly he would end up saving that rifle, but that's not the case. Now it's exit frags.
Yeah, Cajun B is actually going to go for Rush's rifle towards middle here. No, he's not. Okay, that's a bold decision. I thought he was actually going to go and try and get that in his hands. Instead, he will fall back to T-spawn. Golden's going to be the one to go for it, and he gets a Molotov as well in the process.
Piece of candy.
Oh, a piece of candy. Oh, he gets taken down.
That's unfortunate.
I see if actually Cajun B went for that AK, they would have had it. He would have been out of there. But just a little bit of an unfortunate timing. Cajun B now, he's on the other side of Steel. The flash comes in. Cajun B going to be taken down. Great flash coming in from Bolts for that frag.
Nice ace there from Steel. That was just a casual ace.
Yeah, casual eco ace.
Casual eco ace. Still managed to be up front in the fight, and in the fight for all 5. So it is 5-all, as a matter of fact. And the
Those are always the best aces, though. In my opinion, there's the highlight aces, and then there's the I'm just playing CS ace, where you're just going through the motions, you're doing everything properly, and then you end up with 5 kills on the round, and you love to see that.
Yeah, you can almost go unnoticed. But now as the score line settles in to a broadside 5-5, here's Steel picking up a couple of the tail-end frags in this round. But Luminosity have a pretty firm grasp on their economy. Henny, who is the opper and has an op and utility and armor, who's already ready to go for this round, is still sitting on $6,000.
Looking at Cloud9, on the other hand, no money whatsoever. The Mercy money will start to build up for them. However, if they do fall in this round, they will have to go on to another save.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a pickle. This, though, is a pretty good pace for your CT side already. It's just that it's been a relative drought in the past handful of rounds. As a matter of fact, Luminosity have picked up all 5 of theirs in the past 6.
And this is actually one of the only rounds that Cloud9's been able to hold their long control, even though Luminosity trying to contest it. They'll call an audible, they'll move towards Catwalk, but it does look like a 2-2 split is what Luminosity is aiming for, as Rush playing the solo long, and we do see the op of automatic position by Carr. It's only moments away for Luminosity to strike on this site.
Yeah, you actually bring up a really good point. Luminosity, as soon as they got their flashbangs under control and were utilizing those, long A has just really been Luminosity's.
Yeah.
They've only struck the B site a handful of times, I think, and one of those times, obviously, last time against the ecoing round. So they've been very, very successful at the A site. I don't expect too much to change right now, and it's only going to be even more difficult for Cloud9, considering that their economy can't really withstand this. In fact, they have no more smokes. They've only got one Molotov on automatic. He's in the right neighborhood. He's at A, but he's on his way towards a long A right now. And him peeking this angle right as the smoke blossoms, that actually gives him some time to throw a Molotov. That's going to slow things down on long A. Here they come towards short. Automatic has the first, looking for the next as well. Spotting, I think, Neck is getting behind that first box. They'll plant that now, probably on the safe side of Catwalk as they retreat. They need to be able to catch these retreating players.
Cajun B snuck his way up into the site, able to take down one, leaves Bolts on such low HP as Vice does take down the player towards Catwalk and Steel. 3 members of Cloud9 moving up towards long. Bolts gets taken down. This round should be going the way of Cloud9.
Oh yeah, bomb can just be straight defused. Henny is nowhere to be found, back towards top mid, and he's in a skirmish against Vice, but it didn't even seem fair at that point. That is a full 10-second defuse from Golden.
Yeah.
They'll be able to ensure that they keep the op that automatic dropped. Luminosity end up losing that round. It looked pretty good for themselves, but it was all about preventing the 2 players that planted the bomb from escaping back to Catwalk.
Yeah, that was a really nice strat out of Luminosity. They essentially faked the long control there. As you saw, Rush towards long, those 2 wall of smokes that isolate Automatic from Rush, keep Automatic in that area. Automatic even attempts to throw a Molotov to help his teammate out, kind of flubs it there as he gets caught, you know, in the middle, switches a little bit too early. But in that time, Luminosity actually burst out Catwalk, and they catch Automatic in the movement. Automatic able to hit one great shot. The bomb does go down, but really Cajun B is the one that makes that happen off this flash from Automatic.
Exactly so, and there it is. Cajun B got that first kill and then 97 bolts, which really kept him locked down at that ninja box, and I think that was where his grave was dug anyways shortly after. So now it's up to Luminosity to dig deep into their pocketbooks. Everybody's pretty much broke except for Henny, who saved that op in the last round and is still sitting on 7,100, so he's fine and dandy. If Luminosity were to lose this round, I would expect Henny to share some of the love, share some of the money that he saved in the previous rounds, and keep some pressure.
Lucas now, he's made his way out to this blue box. Is Rush going to check it? No, Rush being taken down now. That is massive for Luminosity. They're forcing off Cloud9 from long control. They can pressure other points of the map as Lucas is taking full control of this area, and this is where it gets scary for Cloud9. Are they going to re-aggress towards Catwalk? Are they just going to give up that A side? It does look like we'll see Cajun B moving towards Catwalk now, but he's by himself.
Well, as a matter of fact, with losing long control, they now try to push through B tunnels, and they get a kill there. So sure, Luminosity might be able to swing out long and take territory there, but Cloud9 has just done this exact same thing towards the B tunnels. So a little bit of tit for tat to each team, back to a 4v4, and the bomb's making its way to B tunnels as well, but the defense has already reset.
Yeah, Automatic now should be making contact with Lucas momentarily, as it does look like Luminosity want to fake this long side. It's going to keep Automatic's attention on him ever so more. Cajun now towards middle, just waiting for this any aggression towards Catwalk, while the remaining Luminosity members seem like they want to end the round at B.
Now Lucas is...
Oh, if he can find Automatic here.
That's an easy shot for Automatic. Does that pull the B rotators off, though? It doesn't seem so, as a matter of fact. Now Vice has spotted the first. He hasn't seen the bomb, though. Now he does. 50 damage to Steel, and suddenly Cloud9 are rebounding back. Henny, easy shot, and Automatic almost had a sixth sense. They were tingling, and he turned around. But sure, that's a kill one way. But this bomb won't be able to make it all the way back to the A site in time.
Well, not only that, it's the fact that Cajun B is moving towards T spawn, so we might even be able to take this gun down after time. Whether or not it's Henny, whether or not it's Steel, that will depend. But actually, neither of them go down. So Luminosity able to save those 2 guns, Dallas. Cloud9 with another very nice round. I like that mid-round aggression to get those numbers even. Pushing those B tunnels, taking down a player, falling back into your passive setup. But Luminosity being able to save those weapons means that they're going to force back no problem.
Yeah, really, Luminosity a little bit uncommitted to that strategy of pushing Lucas up towards A and thinking that they could sell some kind of fake to the A site. It really required Lucas to get a kill or two, which would have been nuts. Here comes a swing from Henny. He is burning quite well, down to 27. And he just sent like almost a frustrated shot that nobody was there for him to shoot. It was just a shoot in passing, splattering against the wall. So great damage against Henny early on to start this round.
Okay, and Cloud9, we'll see Automatic opping towards Catwalk. We'll see Golden rotating into middle where Cajun B's playing as well. Rush the solo hold for long, and Luminosity just poking, prodding. They're trying to look for anything, and Henny's going to find the first pick onto Golden, who's just a little bit overextended towards middle.
Oh, but Cajun B out wide on that angle is able to spot Steel's shoulder a couple ways, and now he's able to swing over to the right side of this wall, but he's been spotted by Lucas. That was just barely through the smoke. He must have seen a couple pixels. Now Rush tries to as well push up through Catwalk, trying to get a surprise. It's man advantage for Luminosity, even after taking such early damage. They're going to go swinging over to the B site. Vice has the first frag, and he's going to dump utility to try and delay this and allow some rotators in. Repositioning himself behind the default box. He's got one more and doing excellent damage to Lucas, who just needed one more bullet to be able to knock him down. Rush is already there on the long flank. Automatic is at the doors. I think Cloud9 are going to execute when they hear the bomb being planted. Now it's even easier, though, since Henny's gone, and Lucas at 4 HP needs a miracle. Pushing through the smoke, though. What a god. The intelligence.
Will Rush be able to catch him, however? No, he won't, as Lucas now moving towards Catwalk box, and he's going to run right up. Rush not spotting that either. 15 seconds on the clock. What can Rush do? Is he going to drop this Molotov into sight, or is he going to go for the contact?
Yikes, this is close. 4 HP, bombs being planted. It's forced down. Lucas, oh, he had that off. He was ready to line up that shot, but Rush decides to take that awkward avenue of waltzing right across the top of the banister. And Cloud9 will take another round. It got a little bit scary there, but it works out in the end.
Okay, and 8-5 is our scoreline. Luminosity now, they're falling into economic woes, but not too badly here, as we are going to see them force buy up one more time. We'll probably see Bolts pick up maybe a MAC-10 in favor of utility. A couple of them at least have to favor utility in this situation, and they've got 4 smokes across the field, 3 flashes, 2 Molotovs. This is plenty for Luminosity to get this round done.
Yeah, the bomb plants is what's funding this activism from Luminosity. So some B mollies were there to prevent any kind of later push from Luminosity, and they weren't having any of it anyways right now. So Cloud9 initially setting up with 2 players at long A, recognize that it's not any long A pressure, and they reset backwards a little bit, leaving Rush right at the front door. And again, they're just setting themselves up, taking this sweet time. It does seem like Automatic is the man that's running the players around and getting them into these better spots.
Looking at the round right now, Luminosity moving towards Catwalk once again. They've done this numerous times in this first half. Vice, instead of being at B, however, he's playing the contact towards A. Interesting to see how he's going to get this one done, as Automatic does look like he's rotating around. Luminosity running the same strat.
The timing's not great for Automatic.
Oh.
He is able to just headshot Steel, and the next one for Neckes as well. Looking for the 30, flicks wide right of that one. A flashbang up and over the top. He'll catch a flashbang. I think it popped right behind him. The bomb was faked once, and that's going to be the bomb sacrificed into the site. And Automatic is probably going to lay down the law here at long A yet again. Plenty of bodies in hand for Cloud9 to be able to dissuade Luminosity from getting all the way down here, including Automatic, who still holds the high ground. It's only Henny with not his best weapon in the world, but it is also accurate. He's managed to tap down 2. Look for the third as well.
Goodness.
Henny, you master on the AK as well, being able to pull off that 1v3 clutch with only 10 HP at the end.
That was a wild round from Henny there. I cannot believe he pulled that one off, starting off with a great shot on Automatic to make that one happen. But looking at that round, really, Luminosity, we got to see the flaw in that strat there, where they're smoking off long, bursting off Cat. They end up getting in the site. They lose members. The long players actually have to come out and force their way through a smoke. By that time, Cloud9's already in the top A. They had advantage. That was a very hard round for Luminosity to win.
It's going to be a fast B play. Vice is here with a CZ. He's got one, looking for the next. There's a gun in the smoke for him to be able to get. Has he survived this?
He definitely has.
He went into the smoke, through it, and all the while Automatic was making a high highlight reel on the front end. It's only Nekaz now, and when you think that you have them dead to rights, forcing Cloud9's economy into the dumpster at the end of that, they rush right in, and the water breaks upon the rocks.
Yeah, great round by Vice. All of the Luminosity players flashed, and Vice just slips on in through that smoke to get this half to a 9-6 scoreline.
That's exactly right, and anything more to say about that? I think Cloud9 got a little bit lucky on that last round.
Definitely hard work by Vice, but still, yeah, that was a round that I definitely saw going the Luminosity way, if they didn't flash themselves.
Right, and I think the second to last round, it was Luminosity that got lucky. So I think they trade their luck one way for the other, and it ends up being a 9-6. When we come back, we've got more between Cloud9 and Luminosity. You're watching the Pro League.
On my own, when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pro League. We have finished the first half of the first map between Cloud9 and Luminosity. It got a little bit sketchy there towards the end. However, Cloud9 was able to prevail towards the end there. That was an interesting one. We were talking back over that last round about how Vice was able to somehow weave his way in between all those terrorists coming into the B site. We think it was because it was a self-flash from Luminosity. Now we're into the pistol round. They're skirmishing at top mid. They'll exchange a little bit of damage here or there, but it's actually Lucas that catches Cajun B, who's down into the lower tunnels.
Yeah, Lucas getting fast-catted in that round will be able to find himself one kill. Now clearing out the top middle is Cloud9 heading very quickly towards long. I imagine Automatic will be dumping this smoke and this flash so his team can cross. And Henny doing quite a bit of damage as the rest of Cloud9 make their way to top A.
Yep, they use that one smoke to make sure that they can safely, or at least moderately safely, be able to secure a cross and hopefully a bomb plant, which it is, but they are outnumbered 3-5. The thing is, 3-5 is made even worse so, because Automatic is working a super long flank. The front line does appear to be having a hard time hanging on. Golden at 2 HP is firing as he might. but is the flank there in time? Automatic's gotten himself 2 so far on the back end of this one. Where is that dastardly bomb planted? It is not planted for Catwalk, though. So Automatic won't be able to get to that one in time. But at least that's $800 that Cloud9 can now make the decision if they want to buy scouts, if they want to buy deagles into this next round.
I do imagine they'll pick up some pistols as that bomb allows them to do so. That extra 800 in their pockets, giving them the benefit of picking up deagles into this round. It may not happen, however, as I do imagine they do want to get ops on the field early, full utility as well. But nope, I'm wrong. Automatic goes and buys the scout. We see the deagles being bought as well, and Rush is going to go ahead and get a CZ.
Smoke for the cross. Automatic will say that unknown how many players have made it to the B site. Rush is over there, he's made his way through tunnels into the lower tunnels side. So we'll see where the damage ends up falling. In mid is Lucas, and with the MP5, he absolutely dominates Rush first through there. And it would be a really tall ask to be able to get here. Oh my goodness. Steals in from behind. Take your sweet time, my prince. He's got 3. He's looking for 4th as well, but the flashbang, I think, came from his own team. It definitely did come from his own team. May have upset it. So they'll try and recover that M4 and swap. Oh, they don't get it in time. So they lose a little bit of money on that one.
That's huge, actually.
I mean, they kept 4 alive.
Yeah, but
it's
still,
okay.
an M4,
Yeah,
that's 3,200, 3,100, sorry. It's been a long day. 3,100 that they lost there. And it's still a big deal because when you're dropping that now, you're going to have to just destroy one of your teammates' economies in the process.
Yeah, great shooting right there for Steel at the top mid, long flank. And now Luminosity look to tie this ball game right up, but they're going to have to do it with a little bit less. A lot of long A action. Long smokes are out there as well. I like that CT smoke that's expecting the T corner smoke so they can get into pit safely, using the enemy smokes against yourselves. So now Steel in pit is in a little bit of a pickle right now. They jump down. They go for a double take with Cajun B. Looks at him twice. Lucas is able to swap that one out, but Vice gets the last word. Man advantage for Cloud9 right now. Golden is trying to prevent the B team from rotating to the A site. He's blind as a bat. Nekez with the MP9 will be able to upgrade himself to an AK, and we've got a 2v2. And all that while, I thought the bomb was going to make its way to A safely, considering you had Automatic right there in mid, but it's Vice and Rush. Sorry, I don't think that was Automatic, unless he had some revival spirits on him. I think he actually died earlier on in the round. So it's 2v2, and man, this bomb is in a pretty precarious spot.
Okay, the bomb will be going across as Rush hitting a great shot onto Nexus to open up that area of the map now, getting that plant down. Does look like Bolts will be heading in very shortly to actually make this retake possible. He's going to catch Bolts. Rush off with a nade out.
1v1 now. He's able to cleanly take Rush just as he pulls the grenade out. Now he's back on the inside of where his own smoke was. This might catch Vice off guard. He's swinging out. He's seeing that nobody's home. There's the jump, and that disarms himself. So Bolt's trying to get information in the site by jumping, maybe seeing if Vice is behind one of those boxes. Ends up jumping right into the crosshairs.
Yeah, I'd like that strat out of Cloud9, just heavy towards long very early on, taking the fight, trying to get long control. Luminosity actually threw a great smoke that Astralis is known for throwing there towards that pit area. You were talking about it, the fact that they're anticipating that long corner smoke, so they throw a deeper one that allows them to cross into pit, and that's exactly what they needed. Unfortunately, Cloud9, with some great shooting within the round, are able to take it and put their 10th on the board.
Right now, Cloud9 has taken the westerly winds into the B tunnels for the most part. Only Golden hanging out in mid right now. 2 defenders on this side of B. That's Nekez with a scout, Bolts with a deagle. And there's a T-smoke that came out pretty deep into the threshold of the door. Bolts is going to have to force his way out due to the Molotov. He did a little bit of damage right there, but Vice is able to catch him in rotation. Nekez as well, kind of hung up on the door. Lucas, deagle through the floorboards, it looked like, in between his teammates' legs of Nekez, hitting the dome. And now we've got a little bit of a flank on the backside. Golden's able to pick up one and traded 3v3. Everything's so muddy and so murky. It's so sloppy. It's so puggy right now.
Yeah, and that's just a testament to Dust2. It's a very fast map where you're relying on your fragging, and Cloud9 losing a lot of members in the process of getting into this B bomb site.
Automatic and Cajun B looking at one another, staring longingly into each other's eyes, seeing if they can get a little crossfire set up now with assist from Rush. So they know where Rush is behind the big box, but it looks like Luminosity will just throw the white flag out and say, we don't have a kit to try and retake this site, and Cloud9 will catch wind of that and start to fall back. Looks like, though, they might run into Henny. He's just got a sacrificial P250, maybe steal something away from Cloud9.
Yeah, for Cloud9 now, they're going to be able to save these AKs wisely so. You don't want to hunt in this situation because of the fact that your economy is in such a precarious spot. You want to start building it up early. Remember, this is the second half. They have plenty of rounds to play. So if they go into economic woes very early on, that's going to give the opportunity for Luminosity to force them onto an eco and make their comeback into this game.
You know what I really like about Luminosity right now? The spread between the bottom and top frag is 3 kills. From Lucas to Nekaz and Steel.
Teamwork.
That is everybody sharing the load. That is fantastic. That's not one individual standing out, but everyone. Lucas now being spotted running into the pit. He's unable to at least hit anybody for much damage. Now he's throwing a little bit of utility, but with a very shallow magazine. He's got 7 bullets left. Russia will get the first 2 entries out there towards long, and Luminosity are really quickly looking like they're running out of steam on this round. But Nekaz and Henny, especially Henny's shot, that catches one up there with a scout. Beautifully done. That was clean.
Yeah, I do believe Automatic actually forced into CT spawn, and Nekaz was able to take a very easy frag in that moment. Vice now is going to get run boosted across long with the bomb. He actually hit the ledge of the sign right there to slow him down, and oh my goodness!
That got scary.
Yeah, Rush just ran out and stopped right in front of long. That could have been so deadly.
We were talking about it being sloppy, but I was so waiting for Rush's head to get exploded when he popped out there. So there's the Molotov on site. The bomb planter is safe just for the moment, but that molly shoved him out. Actually, he walked right back into it. Oh, Bolts hit a jump shot against Rush for about 15 or 20 damage. Can he do it again?
Is he going to finish this?
Finish
no,
the
it's
job.
going to be Henny on Catwalk now to finish this one off. It's on to Cajun B. Do they have a smoke for bomb? They do, in fact, and this is going to make Cajun B's problem even bigger now. What's he going to be able to do?
Well, he's tapping, he's chipping. I think Henny's having trouble finding the bomb, but he's going to swing out to this one, and Cajun B will swap AKs and say, I don't like this first one.
Almost got caught swapping guns,
Almost.
though.
Well, I think he was running out of ammo on that first one.
No,
so
definitely.
yeah.
That's why he switched up. He didn't want to spend that time reloading, but he almost got caught swapping, and that's a little bit scary there, Dallas. Nonetheless, though, Cloud9 able to pull it off in that 1v1. Here's Cajun B's 1v2 right now, able to take down the first player towards spawn, then he's just tapping away. Goes for the switch, almost gets caught, but he's able to pick up that kill.
Pistols for Luminosity now, Deagles and P250s, and that's it. 2 flashbangs in there as well. So far, what we've seen is pretty high kill casualties for Cloud9 side. As a matter of fact, the richest player they have is Rush, who we're looking at now, at 1750. So Cloud9 are actually in a pretty scary spot right now after winning 3 rounds in a row. Their economy is so fragile, it can't really stand to be even tagged at this point.
Luminosity will be saving here, so this is the opportunity for Cloud9 to bolster that wallet, get some money in their pockets, and really just have a stronghold of this second half. But can Luminosity take, 3+ members down and actually burn into that economy that Cloud9 is so desperately trying to build?
And if you're to come around Catwalk at this point where this defense looks is at a long distance fight. So now those players have gone up towards the A site itself. Golden has secured mid after the kill against Lucas, and the B team even looks down that direction as well. They do have Deagles, so they can reach out and really pop somebody in the same fashion as a scout could. It's just a little bit more difficult to do, or it's not. Nekaz makes it look easy. He's going to reposition himself. He even sensed, it must have been somebody making a step into the tunnel, and Bolts was able to hear it, because he turned right back that way.
Yeah, I think Bolts actually called the fact that, hey, there could be one tunnels. Don't go to window. You're going to open yourself to that area. Vice checking that corner, but not picking up the kill. Vice ends up getting it. Bolts almost had that one. Nekaz does end up trading and getting another 1D. It's going to leave it into a 1v1. Henny's on full HP with an AK-47.
And this clock is running low. Cajun B, what a nade too. But as he puts this down, Henny's going to come through this. It's so thick. There's 2 smokes backed up against one another, but who's going to see who first? Henny wins that one. 2 kills for him, but Nekaz went ham with the Deagle. The first one all the way down to mid. Pinpoint precision, and then 2 more also on the site. That was nutty.
Yeah, that was some great shooting. Luminosity with the upset round off the back of some Deagles are able to get their 9th on the board, and we were talking about breaking the economy of Cloud9. And that's exactly what they just did. Look at what Cloud9 are coming into this round with. The most money they have, Dallas, is 4.3 on Cajun B. Kind of rhymed. But they are going to force right through it. They're going to get the AKs on the field. They are looking to just break into Luminosity once more. Are they able to do it, though? Luminosity looks stellar on that previous round, but can they do it with rifles is the real question.
Well, if you think about it, Cloud9 are actually risking more than just this round in this. They're actually, with a 3-round lead right now, they're virtually sacrificing most of their lead. Oh my god, and these grenades hurt so bad. The Molotovs especially, they are lining up and getting mowed down. They are crispy at that.
Another
no
grenade.
Chance to be able to pull this round off, I don't think. But what essentially Cloud9 have just done is sacrificed the majority of their lead. This should be Luminosity's 10th, 11th, and then Cloud9 would still have a little bit of a chance in the 12th with a little bit of a bolstered buy, but I don't think it would even be full at that point considering nades.
A nice little double peek from Luminosity there to take down Automatic, but really the nade work from Luminosity towards those B tunnels. The first few players of Cloud9, just as they're about to come out, they catch an HE. That's going to allow Luminosity to just mow down the first two guys fairly easily. And then we see the tucks come in from Luminosity as they start to hide. The reload by car goes down, and another nade gets dropped right in front of Cloud9 as they're trying to come out as well. And at that point, really, it's all over for the T side as Luminosity just easily cleaned that round up.
Yeah, and Cloud9 recognize how far behind economically they are right now, so it's not even a dime invested into this round. All Glocks all day. And, oh, Steel just catches the first, the second, the third, and the fourth.
Ooh,
well played by Steel, looking for the ace as well, and
I thought he was going to get 2 aces in one game.
Unfortunately, that would be pretty awesome.
It'd be fancy pants.
I've seen 2 aces in a game back-to-back. It was Moose way back Mountain Dew League.
Back-to-back aces is a little bit wild.
And he almost started the third one, too. He started with the next kill as well in the third round, so he picked up 11 kills without a response.
Here's that lovely spray down here from Steel. That 4th kill really just being the icing on the cake.
Yeah. He spotted him, and it was a little bit of a whack-a-mole.
Exactly.
He was just waiting for that mold to stand right back up. So here it is, Cloud9. That utility is not all that hot. They've got smokes to favor, and I think with the licking that they have taken in the B site as of recent, I wouldn't expect them to go that way again. Not for a little while.
Okay, some aggression out of Steel now as he pushes up into those long double doors. We're seeing the Cloud9 members moving towards Catwalk. Is Steel able to catch anybody? No, he's not. Cajun with some great awareness to watch his team's flank. Rush now taking down Nekus towards middle. We're into a 5-on-3, and Cloud9 have the opportunity to slow it down and look for any more aggressive picks, and there it is. Bolts aggresses, Vice not able to actually pick up that kill, and we have a 4-on-3.
Yeah, Cloud9 were spread out, and they just managed to win most of their 1v1s. If they had won the third one at that point, it's pick your direction, whichever way you want to go, A or B. Right now, Henny is the only player towards A, and this is so much real estate for one player to be able to observe for himself right now. Henny looking at long, turning around, looking back towards Catwalk. It's all confusing to him. This is such a burden to bear for one opper.
Cajun creeping out now. Henny just on the other side of him. Henny able to pick up this frag. If Cajun walks out, this is going to be an easy frag to even this one up at a 3v3.
What would be crazy here is Henny would get this kill, and he would have to actually push towards Cajun B. Hits him, wings him. Cajun's alive. What a shot from Henny. No scope to the second follow-up. 3v3 right now, 24 seconds. You got to make a run for it towards the site. The bomb is just now arriving, and I don't think anybody's in a direct position to challenge it. Lucas, beautifully done taking down Rush. The bomb is planted for Cat, so you now have Golden and Automatic. Knowing that you've got Henny out towards long, will go for Catwalk themselves. What a spray down from Golden. Now it's going to be up to Henny as well, who was initially the only person responsible for A, has to recover the site himself.
The bomb not planted for him either here. No kid on his back. I do imagine Henny will be going for the save here if he's not finding an easy kill. These Cloud9 players, very disciplined, not overextending, not looking for anything, and yeah, there it is. The 13th round will be going to Cloud9. However, Luminosity, plenty of money in their pockets to buy back up into next.
I think that was such a smart play between Golden and Automatic to just, the bomb's planted for Catwalk, take that advantage back away from Luminosity, just make sure you can get in there, and so they ended up walking in there and seeing 2 CTs. There may have been even a pop flash because it seemed like neither of those CTs were able to defend themselves, and at the same time, you also get away from Henny, who you know what he can do. Here's this push.
It was actually the pop. It was the CT's own pop flash that just kind of kept them at bay. They just flashed the top site, but they weren't expecting anybody to just come back in response, and that's what caught them off guard.
That's right. That flash was intended for players that were back towards the site, back towards the ramp, back towards Goose. So it went up and over those attackers of Golden, and suddenly that flash has no effect whatsoever.
Exactly. All right, and as freeze time comes undone, I do imagine Luminosity taking that time out just to discuss how they want to approach this round. Cloud9, they haven't pulled away from Luminosity just yet. Their economy is destroyed, Dallas. So if Luminosity can pull this round off, they're going to send Cloud9 onto yet another eco.
Okay. This is a really scary spot for Luminosity, but it's also pretty scary for Cloud9. Like you said, it could be a quick eco if they manage. Smoke onto the corner, pushing Henny off. He flubs his Molotov, doesn't bounce it right there to the outside of that smoke. Lucas just unfortunately catches that one, but here's Steel. He's not going to get the same success as before. Last time it was against the Ecos, but here comes Lucas. He's as well only able to pick up one, and it was a wounded one at that. Nice dodge and swift from Golden. He just zigs and zags, and Henny just swings out and misses the shot way outside. Neckers and Bolts are left, and you got to think about a save at this point. You've got a little bit of money into, especially in Henny, who's got $7,600, but 2 rifles in the next round is the best realistic option you have.
Okay, and as we move into this post-plant scenario here, bomb ticking away, Luminosity forced to save once again. No control of any portion of the map, really. They have the middle area, but Neckers can't cross over to those other side of the doors because of the positioning here of Automatic towards T-spawn. So the Cloud9 team will be moving on to their 14th. Luminosity, I'd like to say they still got enough money. Henny should be able to pick up an op next round. Bolts as well as Neckers can drop to Lucas and Steel. So another gun round still in the works for Luminosity to stay in this one.
So just from without even looking at the scoreboard right now, if you were to call out 1 or 2 players that would be super impactful for Cloud9, which would be your number 1?
I'm going to say Golden.
That's it, right there. That's my answer. Now, if you do look at the scoreboard, Golden's down there. He's at bottom frag position. That's how important the kills he has have impact. They're all over there. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes those eco frags just go to your other players, right? And that's going to boost their scoreline.
Yeah.
Golden, however, has been hitting some crucial shots throughout this effort for Cloud9. That's not going to be one of them as Henny does take him down.
Caster cursed it. Sorry about that.
Exactly. 5 on 4 right now for Luminosity. For Luminosity, as we are going to see Cloud9 heading out towards middle here very quickly.
Yeah,
will they check scaffolding?
It's going to be a mid to be split. Yeah, Neckers is here. Scaffolding check. Neckers trying to put a bunch of plywood through those T players. But Rush just comes into the window and says, you guys left something open. At least Steel is able to secure the tunnel's control, and it's a 3v3. And look at the damage against Cloud9. This might be the saving grace, though. Automatic didn't stay in the site. He's got the first and the second. Unreal. 2 headshots against Lucas and Henny, and suddenly it's 3v1. Even though those players are so wounded, you don't have any information. Those 2 guys died in CT. They never even got a look into the site.
That was some great shooting by Automatic, even by Rush there, coming in through the window at a total disadvantage, hitting a great shot on the Luminosity player by the tunnel's exit, and that's really going to cement the round. Automatic moves out towards those doors to take a pillar position towards middle, and really, I thought, in my head, I thought he was going to grab 1 and go down. He ends up getting 2.
Yeah, that was nuts. He was so low HP as well. I didn't anticipate him to be so impactful on those 2 frags. They did line up for him. He just held down mouse 1, managed to spray him down. So now Luminosity backs against the wall. Man, have they had a lot of money in a lot of these rounds or what? They're still able to invest in so far, looks like 3 rifles, a deagle, and a 5.7.
There's that lovely spray down coming in from Automatic there.
Yeah, that was the deal breaker, and that pushed Cloud9 to the 15th round. So after a handful of rounds where we were talking about Cloud9 being vulnerable economically, they suddenly are in a big control, and they've got the setup where they have enough to lean back on in the case that they do lose a handful of rounds. But in fact, Bolts caught the op shot from Automatic to start this round off through the door.
All right, Cloud9 now with a slow default, something that we haven't seen too much from them. They liked forcing those issues very early on, trying to get that man advantage. Here, knowing that Luminosity is going to be on pistols, they are going to have a low buy. They're just going to move very slowly, look for any overextension from any CTs. But unfortunately, Luminosity playing very well right now, not giving them anything, will prompt Cloud9 to move towards Catwalk. And I do imagine they'll be pairing off into this site after that moment, trying to get their first kill.
So Henny may not have an op, but he has the AUG on this A site. And you're right, Cloud9 are incredibly passive right now, just chilling out, and probably knowing that the Luminosity economy is not all that hot, and let them use whatever resources they want to use to defend whatever site they want right now. As a matter of fact, they're down to 2 flashbangs and a high explosive grenade, so there's nothing to stop this mid to be split except the guns that are on the line. Bolts directly underneath the window. Neckers pushes in, and he's able to pick up 1. Bolts now the last man standing on the site, but Golden's able to overcome that again through the window this time, and Cajun B catching the lurk, just as Automatic did last time in the previous round.
Yeah. We do have a flank coming in from Steel, who's heading towards T-spawn into these B tunnels. Cajun B seems aware of this, however, as he's moving up these lower B stairs. Should be able to catch off Steel. And there it is. Nice kill for him, leaving only Henny in a 1v3 to keep Luminosity in this.
There's no sense not to try now, but time is a problem, and the fact that he doesn't have a kit makes this a dwindling chance. We would virtually have to get right to the bomb right now and hope that Cloud9 just didn't hear it. But they harass him, they shoot him in the back. Cajun B secures the round, flanking both tunnels and coming back out through mid and shooting the backside of Henny. So they managed to take it, Cloud9, 16-11. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was a very strong showing from Cloud9, especially the way that Luminosity played yesterday. I thought this was going to be back and forth throughout it, but Cloud9 moving onto their T side seemed very comfortable, seemed very in control, and they're going to take map 1, 16-11.
Yeah, they did absolutely that, and I think it was just a standout performance. It was a little bit back and forth, it was a little bit sloppy, it was a little bit puggy, but you'd expect nothing less on a map like Dust2. So we've got more coming at you. The ESL Pro League will be right back.